This is Rupert. Here's my 2012 Vespa S50. It's a two-stroke, and I'm going to put him on the centre stand and show you around, show you what we've got here. Bear with while I take the lid off. Just shut him down there so you can hear me. Now, you will have to excuse me if I'm doing a bit of sniffling. I've had a hell of a cold this week. Oh, let's get the camera off my chesty. There we go. So this is Rupert. Named Rupert for obvious reasons, because of this disgusting yellow and red colour. It was this colour when I got him. It's been rattle can painted by a previous owner. And I thought I'd leave him this colour because it looked so shit, I thought no one would nick him. And nobody ever did. Originally it was this gunmetal grey colour. But it's rattle canned, and when it's been filled up with petrol's leaked and just melted the paint away. It's been dropped in the past a few times, all the plastics are broken. Got a dent on him. Where is it? A lovely big dent there. Yeah, up cracked and broken plastics. All cast is broken. So I bought this 3 years ago. That's how long I've owned it. I was working in the north of the country at the time. The wife needed the car back here at home, in my lovely Derbyshire home. But the wife needed the car, so I bought Rupert. He was a non-runner when I got him. It was really rough. New tyres, new brakes, a few lights. Got it through his MOT. Did a few miles on him just to get the confidence up. And I rode him over 100 miles through the Peak District, through Manchester, through Lancashire, up to where I was working. And that's where he's lived basically ever since. And I've come to the part of my life where I am retiring from work. So he's been up there for the last 6 months, not really moved at all, just been exposed to the rain. It was a bit rough, difficult to start. So I went up in a van and picked Rupert up, brought him back here, and I'm going to save him. Going to do well, I'll say light restoration, but yeah, we are going to restore him because I'm going to save him. There's a dying breed now, being a two-stroke. You don't really see, well, you can't really get two-stroke scooters really anymore due to the stringent emissions laws in this country. Of course, you can buy a two-stroke lawnmower, leaf blower, strimmer, chainsaw, but you can't have a two-stroke motorcycle. Yes, the law is an ass, but it also works in my favour because I have what we call grandad rights. That is, I passed my driving tests before, is it January 2001, something stupid like that. But it does mean that I can ride a 50cc motorcycle without having to pass the CBT, the compulsory basic training, that is. So I don't need that, and I don't need out plates, which means that I'm good to go. That's why I specifically wanted a two-stroke motorcycle. So that's the backstory of Rupert. So how's it run? Well, it's never let me down, but it's always been a little bit of a pig, if I'm honest. It's always suffered from like a fuel starvation issue. It's always stalling at the lights. It never idled. It was always a bit lumpy. A bit of a pig to start sometimes. I've had the carburettor off a few times, cleaned it out. I noticed there was a 70 jet in it, and the factory spec says it should have been a 53. I replaced the carburettor with a clone one. It was still the same. What have we done? 14,000 kilometres. I've probably done 4,000 of them, I would say. Replaced the fuel hoses. Replaced the reed block and the reed valves. Replaced the vacuum petcock. Never really got to the issue. So when I got it back down here a few weeks ago, I started going through it. I had to find this problem. Compression test revealed low compression. So we replaced the cylinder and the piston. And after doing that, it was still, but it would still have problems, but we've found the cause of the problem now, and I'm going to show you what the problem was. It caught me out, that's for sure, but we're going to get to that in a second. We'll do a jump cut and I'll show you what the problem was. We've also got some new plastics, well, new to me, it's second-hand plastics. I've got a new knee guard, I've got the foot panel. Got a couple of little cracks and breaks on these side fairings as well. Gonna have to try and repair these because I'm having difficulty finding them. But yeah, we're gonna have to do what we can. I'm gonna need a new exhaust. I'm gonna do some blasting. We're gonna sandblast the frame and the wheels. Gonna do some grip blasting. I've got a little blasting cabinet, so a lot of the metal parts are going to be blasted. We're going to paint it. We're not sure on what colour yet. Yeah, we're going to rescue it over the next few videos. So let's go and have a look, see what the problem was that was causing these issues. So here we are. We've done a cylinder change, but we've still had to pull the engine. Let's have a look at the old piston. There it is, quite a few score marks on there, and some damage on the top as well. That is well worn, but the problem, it seems, was with the cylinder. Looks like one of the circlips for the wrist pin has come out, and it's allowed the wrist pin, I don't know if you can see this, and try and get a good angle for you. That's not too bad, hopefully. You see the wrist pin has scored the piston. In fact, it's worn in this trench, so it's never going to be airtight. And well, we thought that that's what explains getting 60 psi. However, we've got a new cylinder, a new piston, and another compression test, and this time we was getting 80 psi, so still nowhere near enough. We was able to run it, but it was running it very, very rich. I've got a genuine dual auto carb, the one it should have, the 17.5. It's supposed to be a 53 jet from stock. We've ended up going to a 68, and it still does not run very well, and got that low compression. So it started to make me think of the head. I'll just move you around here and show you this. This is the air shroud. You see how they don't line up? These two screws that hold it on are lined up to the screws underneath, but the spark plug does not line up properly in that hole. So I don't think that this was the original head. So we took the head off and we found a little surprise. Come around here, put the head there. So 50cc, as you'd expect. 40 millimeters. And the old cylinder, that was a 50 as well. 40 millimeters. The head, bring that up to the diameter, 47 mil. That is a 70cc head on a 50cc. So with that trenching on the original cylinder, and the head that's probably 40% too big, it's no wonder it was low compression. So we've got a new head on order, got some new studs, whole new top end gaskets, new inlet manifold, reed block and gasket. I've got to wait for the postman now, so I'm going to get some of this cleaned up, ready for a rebuild. Well, it's a few days later now, and I've got a box of new parts, and the new head is here. So let's have a look. 70cc, 50cc. Yeah, I can't believe that caught me out. I've lined it up in that plastic cover, does fit perfectly in that hole as it was designed to do. So this is the right head. So I'm going to get this on, get new gaskets on, and I'm going to get ready for a leak down test. I'll show you that in a sec. Well, the new head's on, all fitted, and it's leak down test now. So I'll show you my leak down thing that I've thrown together. eBay and Amazon are going to be your friend here. It's going to cost you maybe 20-30 quid to get the bits that you're going to need. So we've got to block up the exhaust. So this is a piece of steel, and it's got 2 holes drilled at the same distance apart and the same diameter as the exhaust studs, so that you can bolt that up, and sandwiched between there is a double layer of bicycle inner tube. That's over the exhaust port, clamped down tight, so that's airtight. And then the other part that you're going to block off is the inlet, so you need to make a plug like this with an air fitting on. So on eBay, search for aluminium round bar, and you'll be able to buy a 100mm length of aluminium bar in whatever diameter you need. This was 23.5mm, the boot, so I went for a 25, so it's a tight fit. And then you want to put the air fitting on, so this is an 8.4mm drill bit, again eBay or Amazon. And also for the tap, that is the tapping size drill for this tap. This is 1/8 BSP, British Standard Pipe Fitting. Don't get confused with BSPT. That T stands for tapered, and that is for hydraulic, much higher pressure. We're not dealing with that pressure, so it's just BSP, British Standard Pipe. Also got the gauge off Amazon, and this is a 3-way equal T, again 1/8 BSP, and the fitting in the bottom of the gauge is of course 1/8 BSP. The gauge only goes up to 30 psi. That's ample for what we're doing. I'm only interested in going up about 5 or 6 psi. A bit of rubber pipe, and then at the other end is one of the pumps that you find on a blood pressure monitor, again a few quid off Amazon. Got a bag of these what do you call them, barbs, 1/8 BSP thread fitting, and it's just like a barb you can put a rubber pipe onto. Got a bag of 10 of them for not very much at all. So let's pump it up. Oop. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Okay, I'll get it pumped up and then I'll set it down. So it's not holding air, it is falling air, but I have found a couple of tiny little leaks. So there is a little leak, that bubble there underneath the inlet manifold, and there's also a little leak on the spark plug. Just blow that off. Spray a bit of wetting, and you'll see what you can see there, I think. You'll see some bubbles creeping up under the spark plug. Now the surface, the mating surface of the plug and the head is not brilliant, if I'm honest. It's quite rough from the casting, so we'll address that perhaps with the stone later on. But for now, we're going to get the engine built up, get it back on the bike and get it tested. Engine's back in, everything's connected. Let's go for first start. Sounds good. So we're going to let her warm up, obviously, then probably have to mess with the idle mixture, get everything else buttoned up, we'll get it on the road. We've finally got the engine running properly. I'm amazed it was even running at all. Just shows how tough these little two-strokes are, eh? 3 years running on the state of that cylinder and the wrong head on it, and it still kept going. But it's running beautifully now, idles beautifully. Yep, so we're finally there. I needed to get that engine problem sorted before I started restoring it. I didn't want it to be all complete and then chasing an engine problem down. You're just asking to get all the paintwork scratched and everything while I'm messing about with it. So we're there now. Now it's the teardown. I managed to get the side fairings, more expense, but I did need them, they are broken. But yeah, I've already spent more than this bike is worth already on all the replacement panels, the engine parts that I've got ready already, compressor, spraying equipment, blasting equipment, list goes on. But you don't do these kind of projects to make money, it's a labour of love. That's why we do it. So yeah, tearing it down, it's going to be a bit boring, so I'll put it on a time lapse, I'll put some tunes on. 'Cause 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 '
Soho where you drink champagne and it tastes like Coca-Cola, C-O-L-A Cola. She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked her her name and in a dark brown voice she said Lola, L-O-L-A Lola, la 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 Lola. Well, I'm not the world's most physical guy, but when she squeezed me tight she nearly broke my spine. Oh my Lola, la 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 Lola. Well, I'm not dumb, but I can't understand why she walked like a woman but talked like a man. Oh my Lola, la 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 Lola, la 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 Lola. Well, we drank champagne and danced all night under electric candlelight. She picked me up and sat me on her knee, said, "Little boy, won't you come on with me?" Well, I'm not the world's most passionate guy, but when I looked in her eyes, well, I almost fell for my Lola. La 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 la, la 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 la, I pushed her away. I walked to the door. I fell to the floor. I got down on my knees. I looked at her and she at me. That's the way that I wanted to stay, and I always wanted to be that way for my Lola. La 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 la. Girls will be boys and boys will be girls. It's a mixed up, muddled up, shook up world. It's a Lola. La 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 la. Well, I left home just a week before, and I'd never ever kissed a woman before. The Lola smiled, took me by the hand, said, "I'm gonna make you a man." Well, I'm not the world's most masculine man, but I know what I am, and I'm glad I'm a man. So
Oi oi Savaloy. Right, couple of afternoons work and we are fully stripped down. Surprised me actually, it's not really took up very much space at all, just a couple of boxes, fuel and oil tank, obviously the engine, it's a complete unit. Found more damage, surprise surprise, this is the front mud guard. Look at this, look. This is the hole that lets the front brake hose and speedo through. That's obviously been cut there. Inside this metal strap, that's obviously been cut, probably by the spunk bubble that decided to paint it yellow and red. This screw here completely broken off. This holds the chrome part here, so it looks like I'm looking for a decent front mudguard as well. Surprise surprise. That lot there is basically scrap. We're getting a new exhaust anyway. I've got the side fairings on order and I've got these panels already there in the loft, but we'll hang on to them for now just in case we have any problems. I'm not expecting to. So here's the underside of Rupert. Now the last MOT, it did come up as an advisory that was corrosion underneath. I did slap a load of aqua steel on it just to slow it down a little bit. It doesn't still seem to have done much good, but obviously we're going to blast all this first. I have got a MIG welder. If we need to do any welding, we will do. Probably will, and get the blaster on that, probably blow a few holes, but we will see. All will be revealed. The blaster don't tell lies, does it? But yeah, that's it for this one. I don't know where we're going to start. I think we're going to start on the engine. We'll get the engine all stripped back down again. I'm not going to split the cases. The crank is fine. We did that leak down test and know that the crank seals are holding air. They are fine. I have got new crank seals to put on, and I've got the tool to do it as well. But I'm going to do some soda blasting just because it's a bit gentler to clean it, and we'll get all the engine built up. We'll get it lovely and clean. So yeah, engine and wheels. I think the wheels, I'm going to have to get some tyre levers and some rim guards, probably, I don't know, from Amazon probably. Get these tyres off. This powder coat's worrying me. I don't know if it's going to come off with a blaster, or maybe we're going to have to get some kind of specialist stripper. We will see. We will see. All will be revealed in the next video, as they say. So until then, please subscribe, and I'll catch up with you next time. Cheers.